Chairman, you see, we are in this public enterprise together. This is a nominee who, desirous of protecting the public purse, holding people accountable, is able to inquire into how people earn their salaries, especially public officers, how people acquire properties and all. I think that it is only fair. For instance, in this inquisition, at least he came as prepared as possible with my own land that I have owned for over 25 years, which is good.
And that's not only what I have, by the way.
No, provide, honorable member, I am happy. I'm happy for you to share with the public all that you have on me. Read them aloud. No, please read them aloud. Honorable members, I want you, because you brought it up, I want you to share with the public all the properties that I have, that you have uncovered, including my bank account. Share with the public. I'm happy for you to share. No, I want you to share because I want it to disclose. I am right here. No, I am right here. I am right here. I want you to disclose to the public all the properties that I own that you have.
Honorable Minority Leader, remember, I am the chair of the committee. If you ask a question that relates to that, fine. I can even overrule the question. So please, you are not allowed to mention the others unless the need arose. Proceed.
Honorable member, as part of your inquisition on me, did you discover some other properties that I own apart from what you have already mentioned? Which search result you shared? Are there others that you were able to uncover?
Is there inquisition in the first place, or you just gather information?
Well, Mr. Chairman, I will disclose what I have at the right time. We are all following our strategy. You have a strategy, I have my strategy. So let's stick to our strategies.
Oh, good. So, honorable nominee, as part of the information you've gathered thus far, the ones that you have gathered about me, can you disclose them to the public apart from what you have discovered?
I cannot at this point.
And since my nomination, I have diligently inquired from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs what the status is. There have been publications that about 6,200 Ghanaians will be affected. But from the brief that has been shared with me from the officials at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they allay fears that the numbers are not that high, and that currently the official communication the ministry has received from Washington is 156, not 6,200, 156 Ghanaians who face imminent deportation. And indeed, they indicate that about 40 of them have been asked to be, they've asked our mission in Washington to process those people expeditedly to be deported. It's clear that President Trump is really serious about this executive order. If you follow what happened to the Colombians when the Colombian president refused to accept Colombians who were being deported, we saw that immediately President Trump announced trade sanctions, and Colombia has had to retreat. So I think that the strategy that we should deploy as a country is to ensure that our missions abroad extend consular services to all of these persons. They are our compatriots. We must be concerned about their welfare. And if we have to give them legal assistance, that's why earlier I talked about the consular fund. we need to quickly populate that fund. And I'm happy that the distinguished Minister of Finance is here as we work on the 2025 budget. It is a line item I will really be appealing to his ministry to approve, so that we would have a consular fund for the first time, so that that fund will be available, legal support, consular assistance. At least let's do our best, so that if they have a case to remain in those countries, they stay. And then if they have to be received by us, it is also done in a humane way that respects their rights. So we are not going to leave them there to struggle on their own. We will let them feel and know that the government of Ghana, the people of Ghana, care about their plight, and that we are doing our best to extend to them consular assistance. Mr. Chairman, as I said in my introduction, one of the jobs that I am so proud of, and I'll remain ever so proud of, is this sacrificial job to chair ORA, Operation Recover or Loot, which is a major plank in President Mahama's anti-corruption drive. The establishment of ORA is such a master stroke, and President Mahama ought to be commended. I can reveal to you today that since ORA was established, just by the establishment of the team and we receiving information from the general public, we have saved this country 20 bungalows which were going to be demolished. 20. And I can provide the list. Bungalows that were being occupied by staff of Research Department of the Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Gender, the CSIR. Bulldozers had moved in, but because they called the Oral Secretariat, and we then called National Security to take action, they were able to protect these bungalows. I have not added the Du Bois Center, the NDA lands, which were about to be captured. So President Mahama has saved this country a great deal with the establishment of ORA, and all of us must support ORA.
So where is the Secretariat?
The Secretariat, which is really a makeshift Secretariat, and we have to express our gratitude using this platform to Her Excellency the Vice President, Professor Nana Yaa Fans. We share her office with her. She generously, because she also believes, so passionately in oral, in protecting looting and protecting public assets. She very graciously allowed us to use her office for this work. So that's the Secretariat we are using.
You mean her office at Jubilee House?
No, her private office.
Where is this office?
In Cantonment.
Cantonment, okay.
Yes.
Now, this her private office in Cantonment, is it an office that she, because Cantonment lands are state lands. So now, this her private office in Cantonment, is it an office that she owns or she has rented? Is it something that you know?
Honorable member, the question is overruled. The essence is that she is not the owner. The place was made available. The person who made the place available has been mentioned. How would he, the user, be able to know whether the place is owned or it was rented?
Mr. Chair.
Well, Chair, I can Chair, if you don't mind, just make your work simple, because I have information.
I'm very mindful.
I have information.
I mind.
It's rented. She doesn't own it. It's rented. So, Chairman, if you don't mind, so that we don't even create any unfair impression in the minds of Ghanaians, because I work closely with her, and I know the struggle.
She, the person, Professor Nana Yaa is the tenant.
Yes,
she is a tenant.
Absolutely.
Okay, because that place is a dollar-rated area. So, I mean, yes, cantonment properties, you pay dollars. We know that as a fact. So, I'm happy to hear that the Vice President is able to afford a dollar, rent in cantonment. It means that we can't. We being in public service doesn't mean that we should be poor. That's fine. Anyway,
well, so, Chairman, I'm also happy to observe that the Honorable Minority Leader is aware that cantonment lands are dollar rated. So when some of his colleagues are paying 42,000 cedis for a plot of land in cantonments, he must join my crusade against state capture. So I'm very happy. I'm happy you are introducing dollars into this discussion. Very, very happy about it.
My respected colleague, not to worry. We'll go there gradually. We'll go there gradually. But I think the effect of my political statement was to the effect that our side had no proper understanding of yesterday's arrangement. However, let me unconditionally apologize to your wife for how my press statement conference came about. I mean, how she felt about it. I mean, I'll feel bad if somebody said something about my own wife, and it's fair. All right, these are not ego matters. So I'm sorry to your dear wife, and how my press conference was carried out. You felt. I also say sorry to you. I would have utmost respect for you. I will be the last person to run you down. Okay? So I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to your wife one more time. Is that okay?
Yeah, very okay. And we are grateful. Thank you very much.
I've listened to you quietly throughout your submissions. One of the things I picked was your consistent conversation on unity. And basically narrowing it down to African unity. But I also observed that in the president's release, the EI, there was no consideration for Ministry of Foreign Affairs and regional integration. And against the backdrop that the focus is now to some extent on the Sahelian issues, and I don't know, I'm confused. Do you want to expatiate on why we do not have regional integration? And have you had the opportunity of talking to my very senior sister, Honorable Shelley Ayokoboche, on all of this?
Well, thank you very much. You are right that the new EI simply refers to the ministry as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I have inquired, and I have been duly informed that regional integration will remain a priority area. But the thinking is that let's not limit the scope of the ministry. That name suggests as though the ministry has one focus, even though regional integration is important. So we'll still maintain the Regional Integration Bureau. We are still going to be champions of African integration. Everybody knows that that is Ghana's forte. We are the foremost nation since the days of the Osagefo to advocate for an integrated, united union of African states. So that will remain a priority, but it's just a simple nomenclature issue. On engagement with the Honorable Foreign Minister, you do know, have continued to engage with the minister and her deputies when I served as ranking member. Sometimes because of the oversight, you will understand that relations may not be as great because of the oversight, and how passionate I have been about protecting the public purse. But it is definitely without malice, and I would put on record that we have great working relations. I have enormous respect for her, and I'm going to support her at the Commonwealth, where she has become the Secretary General. And you do know that our flag bearer at the time, President Mahama, put out a formal statement on our behalf, our collective behalf, celebrating the Honorable Sheila Yokoboche on her electoral victory as Commonwealth Secretary General. So I have nothing against the former minister, and we'll work together within the Commonwealth. Honorable Chair, I am wondering why members of Parliament who fly business class don't want a foreign minister to fly business class. I'm really wondering what this is about, and where they are headed. But I can assure you, Honorable Chairman, that I don't care a hoot which class I travel. If we get into economic difficulties and there is a policy that ministers should travel economy, I am happy to travel economy, because even as MP, there are times that I travel economy when I can, and I don't see it as a big deal. Indeed, when I met the Venerable Dr. Obeda Samwa, he told me that for the first 7 years, in the heady days of the revolution, as foreign minister, he was flying economy. Didn't take anything away from him. So I really don't care if there's a policy that let's fly economy. And don't forget that even about cost-saving measures, sometimes it depends on the airlines. As minister, I'll be interested in cost-saving measures. So if there is a travel, it is not only the class that you travel that you can save money. Even the airlines, can KLM take you there cheaper? Can Africa World or Delta or Kenya Airways or Ethiopian Airlines take you there cheaper? Give me the options, and let's look at what is in the national interest. Then size of delegation. I can assure you that what we saw in the recent past, where more than 300 people can claim to be going for a COP27, President Mahama would not tolerate that. So even size of delegation, you can all decide to fly economy. But if you pack 1,000 people, 1,000 officials that you are flying economy, you haven't saved the country anything. So we should be more nuanced about these discussions. It's not as simplistic as is being presented. I need not remind our colleagues here that President Nana Akufo-Addo has been an oral champion in the international arena. Why do I say that? He has been advocating for reparation, that our colonial masters who looted Africa, they should bring it back, return our monies, our artifacts, return the loot. So I'm so shocked that our friends who started oral even before President Mahama won the election in the international arena, when they come home, they don't want to hear about oral. This is quite remarkable. And I would have thought that charity will begin at home. You want the Brits and the French and the Dutch and others to return the loot. But back home, you want looters to go scot-free. Let's not do anything about looting. I find it really contradictory. So let's see some consistency.